Hey guys, we're out in the garage here, and I installed a CVF Racing 440 bracket kit with serpentine pulleys. So it came with the water pump, came with the pulleys, came with this big spacer down below. So anyways, I wanted to mention a few pointers on the installation to hopefully help your install go a little bit smoother. When you get the kit, it's going to have at least July of 2019. It comes with the alternator, a one-wire alternator. So basically, it's a GM one-wire style alternator. I had a couple of these up in the up off the shelf on some other projects, but this came with the kit. It comes with the pulley on it, a standard V pulley. So you're going to want to take the pulley off and take the fan that came with it off. Let's see if I have that laying around here, what it was. Guess it's right here. So this was on there, and the fan, alternator fan. So you're going to want to take that off and bolt this on. Obviously put this alternator fan on first. I think it'd be easier if you installed these items on before you put this main bracket on. So these are idler pulleys, these 3 idler pulleys, and then the tensioner set up. So I think you can put all of them on ahead of time. Shouldn't have any issues with that. So, and then follow the directions here on which bolts to use. Don't be just grabbing bolts, throwing whatever, wherever. You have to follow this, because if you look closely, it says 25 millimeter bolt, which is just under an inch here, and a 30 millimeter bolt, which is probably about 1.25 inches, and then so 25 is going to be on the top too, and then this 2.75 on the back inch, 3/8 inch bolt, 2.75 inch long, and then put the lock nut on there. On my setup, I had an extra acorn nut left over, but that was probably for some delete pulley or something that I didn't use, because I'm running AC and everything. So, but anyways, so far as the bottom hose, this radiator is a Summit radiator on my Charger that was bought many years ago, originally on the first setup, and the outlet tube on the bottom is kind of pointed at an angle and up. Well, that is not very convenient for the power steering pump down there. So I did a lot of work trying to find the right hose that had all the right bends in it, and I was driving all over the place, and ultimately what I ended up buying is this Dayco hose. O'Reilly has a similar hose, but it doesn't really flex as good as this Dayco does. This Dayco flexes great. The power steering pump, at least in the kit that I had, it comes with this fitting in here. You got to pull the fitting out. At least on my car, I had to pull it out so that power steering, the high pressure hose, is able to hook up. I ended up having to run a longer low pressure hose on it. But probably the biggest problem I had, which is definitely going to be wonderful for you to know, is this fitting here I put Teflon tape on it and I screwed it down, and it didn't really want to go down very well, but I cranked it down, and I used a crow's foot and this little I don't know if you what you want to call it, an adjustable pliers or channel locks or whatever. But anyway, you should be able to screw this down by hand. If you can't screw this fitting, this 90-degree 3/8 male fitting, which goes to female here, MIP to FIP, if you can't screw that sucker down by hand, you're probably going to have trouble. And I'll tell you the trouble I had. I got it all hooked up. I started the car, and then there was just a little bit of coolant, very, very slight bit of coolant coming out around the outside. So talking to a mechanic about it and whatnot, he said, you know, definitely get Teflon tape on there and then put some pipe thread sealant on there as well. So I just used some of this stuff. A really good product out there is called Gasoila, Gasoila, but there's not any gas on this line. Obviously, it's just coolant. It's for a heater hose. But the kit comes with this. But I went and acquired this 3/8 male to 3/8 male at a place called Home Depot, and this also. So this is 3/8 FIP to 3/8 FIP. So if you're not familiar with pipe threads and all that crap, all that MIP and FIP means, MIP is male, FIP is female. That's all it is. It's not rocket science. So here's the one that's on the car. The first one that hooks up to the one that came with the kit. If it doesn't happen to come to the kit, you can just pop up to, when you buy these other two pieces, you can buy this. So you're going to want to look for 3/8 MIP to 3/8 FIP. And then the hex nipple will go next, 3/8 MIP. This is really nice because it's got the hex on it to be able to wrench it on. And the reason why I added these on here is to be able to have the heater hose go directly up. So otherwise, with the way it is, and when you screw this 3/8 male on here and put your heater hose on that, then it's gonna be coming in horizontally, which is gonna be rubbing on your air conditioning or whatever. Unless if you don't have AC over here, that could be. But you have to get it down pretty far, and then this has to be notched out. So you just notch this out. Make sure, so three of these, you're gonna have a total of 4 spacers in the kit. Okay. And 3 of them are going to be longer, and the 4th one is going to be shorter, obviously. So we'll throw a caliper on them. And so there was an old revision on this setup. So make sure you're running the new rev, unless if they totally redesign this in the future. But at least on this particular kit here, we're running 2.435, somewhere around there. On the longer ones, 3 of them should be that length, and then 1.8 millimeters on the one shorter one. So this isn't going to come notched for you. The reason why you have to notch this is it's got to go over this fitting here. So this goes right here. So the long cap screw goes through there, or Allen bolt, whatever you want to call it, socket headed cap screw. That goes through there. And now the reason why I started videoing it right now is because I'm tightening this up. So if you notice how I got this bolted on here right now, I've got one bolt on the bottom retaining the water pump on the bottom left, and then one bolt in the middle right. Okay, so when I get this all tightened up, screw it on, then I'm going to do a final adjustment, turning this in a little bit. Well, there's going to be another bolt going there. So let's see, where's that bolt at? It's a 3/8 bolt with a lock washer on it. This is going to go in the middle, but right now you can't turn this 90 degree with this bolt here. But you need the water pump on there. So the first thing you'll do is bolt this water pump on. This is going to be one of the cap screw spacer areas. So this one, this one, this one, and this one, you'll be putting those long cap screw bolts in there with the spacers. And this one's going to be the short spacer. The short spacer will go right here. So after I get done tightening this on, I will throw this bolt back in there, in the middle one. This is going to be finished up with this pointing up to put this 3/8 inch male pipe on there. And then I will carry on with installing things back the way they were. So I hope this video helps. I absolutely loved it. I ran it last night, and that's pretty cool, seeing one serpentine belt just humming along. One more piece of advice. I'm not sure what you know about mechanics or whatnot, but just in case you're not aware of it, it's worth mentioning. But these, when you bolt this water pump together, it comes in two sections in the kit with a gasket. Make sure you have the weep hole down. So these are designed to, when the water pumps are designed to have a little weep hole, and when the water pump fails, it'll just start leaking coolant on the floor to hopefully let you know that it's failing. So it pretty much has to go down. So I can't show you in the video here, but if I could somehow, you'll see a hole in this piece. So this was a little tricky to get on, this spacer, but I got it on. Yeah, other than that, pretty awesome kit. CVS, if you're watching, thanks for building an awesome kit. You guys make good quality stuff, and thanks for the factory tour. It was pretty awesome. You guys are definitely a great bunch of guys, so I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with the price and everything. So looking forward to driving my Charger down the road and be able to actually turn the AC on and not hear belts squealing. So originally I had a Bouchelon Performance kit on here, and I had a Power Master 140 amp alternator on there, and it was just too much load on the way that system was set up. And on the internet, Bouchelon recommends going to a 55 amp alternator on that setup. And then I thought I read something about, don't don't drive the car very far like that, or whatever. I don't know, but so I didn't want to go to a 55 amp alternator, and I kind of wanted to go to a serpentine setup, and I'm glad I did. So pretty awesome kit here. And I guess that's about it. When I started the car, I didn't hear any normal low power steering fluid whines or whatever. That was kind of interesting. I thought I was going to hear that right away, but other than that little leak I had, so yeah, it was leaking a little bit. So make sure that this is, can't stress enough, make sure this turns in easy. So right here, how do you get that to turn in easy? This here is a 3/8 pipe tap. So I used that in that water pump threaded hole there, and I just slowly worked it down. I used some light oil to do some cutting. I did a little bit of cutting, took it out, cleaned the tap. I probably put it in there about 12 different times before I got it. I didn't want to break anything, so anyway, that's so let's see if I can find the box. I think I bought this thing for $15 or something at a place called Harbor Freight. So hope this helps somebody out there. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, huh? Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day. Tomorrow's the 4th of July, and happy birthday, US. Bye.